Alright, welcome back to Sports Smarts, and today we have what should be the biggest controversy in Olympics. Obviously, the boxing controversy is the highest rated. It's the one that everyone's paying attention to, but I believe this one should be the worst one. So we've already talked about how they made people swim in a feces-infected river. The Olympic officials said it was okay for people to swim in E. coli-infested river, which led to 4 gastrointestinal infections and a lot of vomiting. That's cool. We also talked about how Noah Lyles intentionally competed with it while he knew that he would tested positive for a deadly virus that he could have infected all of his other competitors with. Didn't tell anybody though, so that's cool. But you know what's even worse? How about the Netherlands allowing their beach volleyball team to have a convicted child rapist on their team, competing for their Olympic team in beach volleyball? It's this guy right here, Stefan Velde or Volde. I don't care. His name sucks because he's a terrible person. We're going to get into it. I just wanted to skate. So we're going to go now to the Reuters article, which covers this in detail. And I will talk about how this guy's a monster, and so is the entire country of the Netherlands. So there are boos and mixed feelings. Mixed feelings, huh? After Stefan van der Velde, a convicted rapist, made his Paris debut in the sunshine of the Eiffel Tower. Yeah. So this convicted rapist, we'll get to how old his victim was, by the way. Yeah, he's a pedophile. His victim was a minor, and not even close to being age of consent, by the way. Very young. His team were very unapologetic, saying that the past is the past and the matter should not be brought up during the games. Really? So you're okay competing in an Olympic event with your teammate, and you say he's a good guy because we're still gonna win. We may have a convicted child rapist on our team, but he's fine. Past is in the past. Sure, he raped that child, that girl, but frick, man, we need to win. And he's the best poker player in the world, so I won last night, so I'm okay with it. He bought us drinks last night. We're cool. He's a child rapist, but who cares? So you may be saying to yourself, oh, he may not be a child rapist. Nothing's set in stone. He was sentenced to 4 years in prison in Britain in 2016 following the rape of a 12-year-old girl 2 years earlier when he was 19. So yeah, you know how I said that it wasn't close, like he was 18 and she was 17? No, there's a 7-year gap. He was 19, she was 12. If you don't know, Britain's age of consent is kind of limited, but I think it's 17 years. So 12 is kind of really low. So yeah, he's a child rapist. Convicted of pedophilic acts of stalking, and he was convicted of rape. And he was deemed to serve 4 years in prison. However, remember how I said the Netherlands is a shit country? Well, Britain's a shit country too. More of a dead country now, but he was sentenced to 4 years in prison. He spent 1 year in Britain, but was extradited to the Netherlands where he got a 1 month after a Dutch law made rape a lesser offense, saying that he only committed indecent acts. When he raped a 12-year-old girl. And his sentence was reduced to a month. So he only spent 13 months in prison from 26. So he was sentenced in 2016. You may notice down here, he has been competing in volleyball again since 2017. So only a year after he was sentenced to 4 years in prison for the rape of a 12-year-old girl, he was back to playing professional beach volleyball in the Netherlands. Just 1 year after he raped a child, he was allowed to compete. Now, I just want to say this. There are a lot of people who say that the age of consent law is kind of outdated, that we used to have child marriages back in the day. Those people are psychopaths, creeps, and probably pedophiles themselves, but I'm not going to get into that because this is about the Dutch. His team were all monsters, and this team should have been disqualified. Remember when we talked about how their rich countries get away with, the IOC is controlled by rich countries in the West, and they get away with pretty much bending the rules in their favor. Yeah, this is one of them. So, you know how convicted murderers can't really be on in Olympic teams? I guess rapists don't count. Child rapists? Pfft, I guess the age of consent doesn't exist. So, if the Dutch says that he served his time, 13 months in prison, first of all, if he's not getting life in prison for raping a 12-year-old girl, I mean, it's Britain, so we all know how terrible that country is, but, I mean, shit, man. Why is he not at least, I would say, if you're not going to give him life, at least 20 to 30 years without parole. And you're in the Dutch and you say 13 months in prison is good? I mean, I thought Britain was bad with 4, but only 13 months? Man, can I go to the Netherlands, man? I mean, I'm not going to go to the Netherlands ever because if I bring any girlfriend there, I mean, if anyone just assaults her, I mean, I guess they're only going to spend like a month in prison, because he only spent a month in prison, then he was released. So why would tourists go to the Netherlands? All I'm saying is that if you're a woman in the Netherlands, I would leave now. This guy only spent 1 month in prison for a rape of a 12-year-old. And if that 1 month was for raping of a minor, what do you think normal rape is? Like 2 weeks? And a sexual assault's just a day? And he's back on the streets and he'll just do it again to you because, he spent his time, right? 1 day and that's it. He goes, go back on the street and do it again. So he's booed several times because, yeah, literally everyone knows that he's a child rapist. Among the spectators, Melissa Gaultier, 23-year-old health worker, said that he shouldn't be there. Being an athlete shouldn't give you a free pass. Yeah, being a freaking person shouldn't give you a free pass. Go to jail. I mean, he could literally assault this woman. She's a health worker. What if he says, like, I have a medical problem, and then he assaults her? He'll just get a month, just a month in prison. And she'll be assaulted, and she'll be ruined for the rest of her life. So yeah, he should go to jail. He should be in jail still. He was convicted in 2016. He should have got out in 2020. He was competing in volleyball for 3 years. He's been competing since 2017. I mean, he is a convicted child rapist. He's a convicted criminal, a felon. And not only is he a criminal, convicted criminal by a jury trial, he was sentenced to prison for rape. Not just rape, but of a child. A 12-year-old child. A 12-year-old girl. And his teammates are okay with it. His country's okay with it. And the IOC and the Olympic Games are okay with it. This should be the biggest story of the news. Stain, shame, shame, shame. They should be chanting shame, and I think it's just time. When we have a convicted child rapist competing in the Olympics, free and not being arrested on the spot, what are we doing here? I'm not even gonna, why would I even watch the Olympics now? They could put Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy could be on the freaking, they could be on the hockey team. Ted Bundy will kill everyone there and Jeffrey Dahmer will eat their corpses. They'll win, because they can literally, I guess everybody can be here now. I mean, I'm not saying Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer are both dead, but, I'm just saying, if a convicted child rapist can be competing on an Olympic team, why doesn't just the U.S. just put, just make an entire basketball team, LeBron James, and then 6 other convicted serial killers, And if we're losing by a couple points, pull an arm and a leg, and then we're gold again. I'm just saying, this is just a stain, a terrible stain. This guy should be arrested. The entire team should be disqualified, and maybe the Netherlands should be, banned for competing for a year. Because this is dumb. It's stupid, and their people should be punished. All right, so that is going to be the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you like, dislike if you don't, subscribe if you like it, and I'll see you guys next time. Toodaloo, have a blessed day.